So if you guys remember how these were, I had sprayed them. I had sanded them down just a little bit, not to remove the paint or anything, but just to scuff up the surface of the original paint that was on it from the junkyard. I'm talking about the fenders. And then I layered my sheets right here, my fiberglass sheet with some epoxy and all that stuff, thinking that it would cover my imperfections because I'm not a good welder. That's what I thought it would have did. But upon applying the primer over that, the primer just brought up all the imperfections everywhere. Not the imperfections, but just the material, this netted material, that's all you could literally see everywhere. And in order for me to get over that, we would have to literally build up the primer or just bondo the whole entire surface, which I was not going to do. I'm doing shit like amateurs, you feel me? We're gonna do this stuff the right way. So, doing it the right way, I came in here, got some 60 grit and sanded down the whole surface. Took me about at least, I'd say 3.5 hours a piece. Took me 2 days to do it. It would have took me the whole day if I started earlier, but I woke up late. So yeah, the reason why I thought I could use the fiberglass anyway before I go any further is right here. This is the original piece of the fender. See, those are the stock ones right there. So I used all original material except for right here where I cut that piece in. But yeah, this is how it originally all looked, guys. See how messy that looks? No one is gonna see this, so it doesn't really matter. But see how messy that looked? That's how disgusting it looked. The whole thing looked like that. And then in order for us to combat that, we'd have to put bondo and everything everywhere. So I just said, you know what, easiest thing to do is bring it down to bare metal and do it over. But where my wells were right here, it looked really bad. I think in my head, let's just skin it with a sheet. But that didn't work out as planned. So here we are now. So right now, I'm just sanding this stuff down now. Getting it smooth and nice. Feels nice already. I probably don't even need to go any further than 1,000. Cause all I'm gonna do is just hit it with maybe 2 coats of black paint. That black paint, right? As for fitment, you guys can't see in the camera that it's not straight right there, but who cares, man? Like, I did my best. This one is a lot straighter, but it still has imperfections in it. But this is a complete race car. I mean, I was just watching some videos of the guys back home at Dover Raceway, and I just looked at the condition of these guys' race cars. It's all bitched up. Like, mine has more attention to detail than these guys' cars, even though it's a dedicated race car. But considering mine is a street car / race car, where attention to detail can be paid attention to, that's where I will pay attention to. You know, like these little things right here. You know, your little gauge cluster, that stuff in the back, you know, the roof, you know, stuff like that. Get some nice wheels for it. But yeah, you guys get my drift. But anyways, so one more thing that we might be doing to this is in the future, if I don't, I'm just beginning to learn how to get into tire sizes and wheel sizes and stuff. I'm not so versed on those things, so I'm trying to learn them and all that stuff. So once I figure out the perfect tire size, because I want to drive on some semi-slicks or something probably. I don't want to have to drive around with my slicks in the car and my skinnies in the back and all that stuff, and then, you know, pull that stuff off. I want, when it's time to go, we have the best wheels. I want, if somebody pulls up on me, I have the best wheel setup I have available to me for the street at that given time. You feel me? I don't want to be like, oh, wheel spin was killing me or this and that. I want, when it's time to go, it's time to go. And if I lose knowing that I gave it my all. Okay, so yeah, but for the track purposes, when it's time to go to the track, we're going to have slicks. But for the street, I want semi-slick, something nice. And based on how this wheel tub is, well, we probably could get something to fit in there. And I think I'm going to raise the car a bit, considering it's a drag car. You know, we don't need it to be so low to the ground. So I think I might raise the car too. But for this, I think we can tuck something nice under there. But if we can't, I can just come back and just cut it out, you know. And then in the future, I was just thinking too, I might just buy the EG Civics wide body fender and front bumper and retrofit it to my car. I think that's what we're gonna do. It sounds, I mean, I don't know how it's gonna work because the Civic EG's corner light, you feel me? The corner light is not the same as mine, you know, it's not the same dimensions. So that's a piece of cardboard you got, huh? Ugh, this dog. But yeah, right there for this, right there, the EG Civic is not the same. So if I were supposed to bundle up something, it wouldn't hold its strength to all that vibration. In my head, I don't think it would, man. This is not a show car where I'm just building up some body kit and it's gonna be driven on Sundays and then over a period of time rust and weathering is gonna get to it and then you're gonna see the problems. No, this car is gonna be driven, being banged up. You know, it's not banged up, but it's gonna get the vibrations from it being raised. It's gonna eventually affect where, you know, I would eventually try to fill in to make it like an EG, make it for the B14 from the EG's fender, if you guys get me. But it costs $300 for the fenders, and I think in the future, when I have some more money to play around with, I might just buy it just to experiment on. That's a lot of money to just experiment on, but I mean, nothing tried, nothing done, man, you know? A lot of the stuff on this car is one-off. Nobody makes fenders. Nobody makes anything for this goddamn car. The only thing you can get for this is OEM stuff. So yeah. Oh yeah, just checking something real quick. But yeah, right now I'm just gonna focus on sanding these bad boys down and getting them ready. I'll probably just do 1000, man, because that stuff is already smooth already and nice. What's up, guys? So quick update, just sprayed these, gave them their last coat, spraying a coat. I just gave them two, and then wifey's part. Oh my god, that clear coat is strong in here. Ugh. Wifey's part just got her last layer of clear coat. This is the 4th layer. So after this dry, we can sand it down with 2500 to 3000, or between 1000 to 3000, and then buff it. Not buff it too much to go through the clear coat, and then we're ready to start installing it. As for my electrical problem, I think I did figure it out. So while I was waiting for these things to dry, I was in here messing around and stuff. This is my best friend's OBD2 sensor. I need to invest in one myself. I don't know why I don't have one, but I was gonna use that just to check up on the car to see if there's anything else going on. But besides that, I was testing my fuses, and look at what we found. I found a blown fuse. And when I looked it up, it said it's in slot number 8 over there. Slot number 8 right there. And when I looked it up, it says that's for my combination meter. And I was like, what the hell is a combination meter? But your combination meter is your gauge cluster. And from my research, remember from what was going over and over and over again, I remember when I messed with my gauge cluster, it drained the battery. And then this fuse is blown, which controls some of the stuff that's on my gauge cluster. So maybe that's why, even though I connected my wiring on the back part properly, which I was worried about, maybe I did connect everything right, which I know I did, but it's not that it's loose, it's just that we had a blown fuse this whole time. And even though it says combination switch, some stuff were operational. Some things were operational. It's weird how these cars work, man. It's cool that you can just come up underneath here and just, do your little thing with your multimeter and figure out where the problem is. But besides that, they're still kinky. Not kinky in that kind of way, but just some weird things will trigger this off, one off over here, and you know what I mean? It's just weird. So yeah, I'm about to do this test now where you hook up the stuff to the battery and then pull each fuse out to see if there's a problem there as well. Because I'm gonna make sure I check everything down, because the guy video I'm watching said that when they find a problem, they stop right there, and he made a good point in that video. So even though I think this might be my problem, I'm still gonna go ahead and check everything else. The ones right here and the ones in the engine bay as well.